Three. Hey Marcel, how's it
Hi.
going?
Very good, Joshua. Thank you.
How has your day been so far?
I'm good. Weather is a bit cranky, but we'll survive. So all fine. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, so let's discuss about, is there something that you want to work on, something that you want to change, but in your experience you have had difficulty changing? Is there some particular aspect of your life or some particular characteristic that you would like to work on?
Well, it's very deep. Something I want to change in my life, or something I want to work on.
Yes. This change that you would bring in your life would make your life more satisfying. You would be more satisfied.
I want to. That's actually really something. I want to be more. How do I say that? Friendly to new people.
Friendly to new people. Okay.
Yeah, like in the way that I don't know if I meet new ones, especially I don't know new students at Halt here and so on. I go very straightforward into battle mode, in the way that okay, let's work on that assignment, let's get rid of that, let's do that.
Okay.
I usually um, take or am pushed in the leader role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of used to that through my work as a consultant to be the one that just pinpoints down what's the agenda. This is how you do it, and I'm very good in collecting ideas. That's why I know that I'm good in doing that, in moderating meetings and leading that. But
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that because I go so quick into battle mode, I'm very effective. I'm very German in that way in tasks,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I'm maybe for over like go over the chance of having a better human connection with a lot of people.
Okay. And what has been holding you back? What, so when you go in to these team meetings for the very first time and you
Hmm.
meet new people, you say that you immediately take up the role of a leader and you are very direct and straight to the point. But what you would like to do and the change that you want to make in yourself is to have a more genial approach, be more friendly, get to know someone, and parallelly do your leadership role. Or so why hold back? Why not be genial? What's the reason why you do not do this?
Yeah. So I have to think back. Like I was the one that always did that when I was younger. So
Okay.
I was very concerned about people liking me. I think it's general
Okay.
thing that is more happening when you're a teenager. And what happened throughout the years is that I don't put that much energy anymore in being liked by people because I'm annoyed quite frankly really quick
Okay.
by people, and I think I somehow now jump to conclusions about people's competences and people's characteristics
Okay.
faster than I did before, and therefore maybe skip this step of trying to be liked, and therefore
Right.
also being more open, more friendly to stuff, other people.
Okay. So what I understand is you are someone who is quick to judge others, and you are also concerned about being judged by others. So this is a common issue that we all face. This is something very natural. It's how we are programmed, actually. Uh, so
Yeah, I wouldn't go all the way. I'm just saying that I was in earlier years, definitely more concerned about being judged by others, and like more concerned about how other people like me. I'm not either way in an extreme.
Okay, so that sort of desensitized you, sort of made you more direct, where you just get straight to business and you're like, yeah, it's about work. It's about mainly about work, and anything else is secondary or tertiary or maybe not that important. But let me ask you this: what do you think, if you continue on this path, if you continue doing or being who you are, which we do not know for sure if it's something wrong or right, it may be something that's suited to you, but what do you see happening in the future if you continue to be yourself? Is there some outcome that you're worried about?
I think I'm worried about missing chances to make friends and valuable connections that I'd rather
Okay.
would have. Maybe I'm worried about, I don't know, general perception of my person by a broader body of people.
Can you elaborate on the last point, your perception?
Yeah, it's just that I don't know. I guess if I would be even like more, well, if I did polarize that into the extreme and say I would even more not look at for like trying to like connect with people, but be only on the efficient reach and try to like cover everything under work, then I would leave that impression on a broader body, like on more people. That I don't know, not good to talk with on a I don't know, more personal level, maybe that I'm too serious, not that likable, etc. Maybe like that.
Okay, so there are two aspects to this. You want people to perceive you in a certain way, and then you also feel that you are perhaps missing out on a few opportunities if you continue with this behavior that you have. So, which is more important to you? Is it the consequence, or is it the process, or the indulgence? When you indulge in this particular type of behavior and you have a negative reaction from someone, is that more worrisome to you, or is it the fact that you might miss out on some opportunities because you are being very direct and formal, perhaps? I hope you understand my question.
I think so. Yeah, I think the worst consequence of my perspective for me would be to miss out on valuable relationships.
Okay,
On
valuable
a personal level.
relationships, right? So it's more about the quality of your relationships. You perhaps are not as worried about how you come across to a certain group of people, but to the rest who you deem valuable, you want to be perceived as, maybe you're not portraying yourself the way you want to portray, and that's why you feel that you need to bring in a change and have a more approachable you know disposition. So is there any assumptions you carry with yourself that lead to this self protective or defensive quality? Any assumptions that you have about yourself or the people around you?
Assumptions why I as I do it right now.
Yeah, so obviously you have this disposition, or you are sort of concerned by the way you are, wherein you are very direct and you feel that you're missing out on some valuable relationships. Uh, but this behavior, what's the root cause of this behavior? You obviously have some assumptions in your mind that you
Um,
build this behavior on. So, can we get to the root cause and understand what these assumptions are?
I think maybe I think that if I'm not as strict and structured as I am right now in meetings, that the meeting wouldn't go that well, that the thoughts aren't structured, that we lack in efficiency as a team, and therefore I would do a team as a whole a worst service.
Mm-hmm. So, if I understand this correctly, what you're saying is you are the focal point uh, in the teams that you work with, whether it's at school or whether it's your job. And you feel that if you are not the person that you currently are, or if you're not acting in a certain way, then the team will not really thrive, or you will not bring the best out of your team, or maybe yourself. And that is why you behave the way you do, which works out for you, which works out for your teams, which works out for your company. But in the long run, it's probably more important for you to have a more balanced approach, be more friendly, and also when it's required, when it's demanded, be direct. So it's all about finding this balance. So can you tell me, is there anything that you can do to maybe change this behavior? It's not going to be easy, but the first step that you would take to maybe get this assumption out of your subconscious and start changing in the way you want to. Is there something that you can do to make sure that this resistance to change is not so strong?
Mm-hmm. I think I would first need to like test that assumption by just closely looking at my own behavior the next time I go into a meeting with new people.
Okay.
So I think if I just put my focus more on that, on how it is actually and how it is perceived
Right.
by the others. So maybe I just need to ask them like how did you perceive my introduction to each other and my behavior in the meeting, then I would be more enlightened about how it actually is.
Okay. So it's the first step would be self-reflection, and then the second step would be to get feedback from your peers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when do we have the next meeting with your team?
Probably in San Francisco. So maybe in September, because now courses are over. So probably the next setting as we used to it here would be in September in San Francisco.
Okay.
The next meeting.
So nothing, I'm sure there's something before that. It doesn't have to be a
But I'm not
professional or
aware
an
of
academic
right
team,
now,
but in any capacity where you have these interactions with a group of people where you're more direct, but you would like to be more informal or casual about things. So is there something that's going to happen very soon? Some
as I said, I'm not aware of it, but it could, of course, happen that I don't know.
Okay.
We still meet again, and then I will definitely test myself, look at myself, and then
Right.
ask for feedback.
So I suggest whenever this does happen, you do what you have to. You get the feedback, you self-reflect, you write it down, and then keep this habit with you for as long as possible, and eventually you will see a change in yourself for the better. And I guess, yeah, let's work on it. That's all that we can do. We can work on it and improve, practice.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. I hope that was helpful, Marcel.
It was. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the coaching.
Yeah.